sports. It's in the game.
Okay, so we'll cool the car, go to the grid. You can test your drink. Static pipe point learn when you arrive on the grid. Turn 7, that left toggle was too much.
Hello, people, and welcome back to another iteration of the Intertier. It's going to be an interesting one today, as we have championship leader Mano with a race ban, unfortunately for him, and Mr. P and Hazer, who I believe, let's check the standings, who I believe are close to him, claw back the points that they need to right now. This is the crucial point because we know how strong Mano is. We've already seen it throughout the season in the Intertier. But he's not going to race this one. That means his rivals can now take full advantage. You know that surely when he does get back, he will be looking for vengeance. Hazer and Mr. P are the ones fighting with him. Link's piece is in and around there. He's in and around there with in P4, but to be a tough one for him to actually grab the championship from this point. So we'll see how he goes. We know the pace that he has with a brilliant win in the 100% tier yesterday from Lynx. Can he get another one here today? Only 13 on track. We do expect more, I believe. Let's see. I'm gonna go on the attendance. Okay, 12 ticked and 4 reserved. Let me just make sure that's I'll say 3 reserved. The Bird, Pesci, and Wilco all reserved. Everyone else is sick. That's Viva, who's in here. Bad Boy in here. Woody is in here. Danny, looks like DJ Danny is the one who is on here right now. Iceman is here. Links Piece, Dog, Mr. P, Bam. Any Bam? No Bam. Oh, Bam right there. Okay. PRV Widget also here. Kez is here, and Hazer is here. So the driver missing right now is DJ Danny. I believe so. And we'll be going with 13. So DJ Danny wouldn't be showing up. Should have been 15, but we'll see. Is Merck in this race? Merck is also in this race. Oh, Merck did actually take as a reserve. So yeah, 15. Should be 15. I don't know why we're only 13. I say 16 drivers and only Danny didn't show up, alright? So who exactly am I missing? The Bird, Pesci, Wilco. Wilco is in here. Okay, Wilco is in here. Bird is in here. And Pesci is here, okay. Wilco and the Bird didn't show up. So those are the two that didn't show up. Interesting enough. All right, 13 on track, but do not discount the Inter tier. I've seen 11. I've seen 11 show give us mad entertainment in the past. I believe it was 2 seasons ago where we only could like get 11 drivers in the Inter tier. Sometimes I even had to race at the Open comes because of how low attendance was, and there were still stunning races. But we'll see who's going to be the first to come out here. The sun is nice. Sun is out. It's bloody shining. Track certainly dry and heating up as the drivers will be coming out to their time. The Hazer, man P2 in the championship, will be sliding out of the pits right now. Oh, actually, wait. One sec. What I'm going to do is, I actually forgot to do the standings. What I'm going to do is, during quali, I'm going to be doing the standings while we watch quali. So, I'm going to have to update you guys. Need round 11 for the Inter tier. Also need it for the Hyundai tier. You didn't ask yesterday, but I'll drop both of them. Usually the weekend tiers, people don't really care to see them as quick than the main tiers. But it is what it is. So let's see. Interest standings. Let me go where we drop the standards. Right now, Mano still leads the way. Mr. P has overtaken Hazer for P2. Hazer is in P3 with Viva, interestingly enough, in P4. Doing a great job, actually. Would anybody be surprised if I tell you that Viva is also a championship contender here? Yes, he's about 53 points away from the man in P1. But you never know. 3 rounds to go. Anything can happen. Is it 3 or 4? I think it's 4 rounds to go. This is round 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, 4 rounds to go. And remember, double points at the end. It's very interesting to see if Viva can actually slide and finish in that top 10. In that top 3, actually. He doesn't even need to win the championship on that, to me. That's a great finish compared to the drivers that he's racing with. That will be a very good finish. But the first driver is going to be Hazer to set a time here. And we'll see what time he can set. I believe Hazer hasn't still gotten a pole position in the Inter tier this season. One of the drivers last season who racked them up a lot, actually. I believe he was the one who dominated this tier last season. Oh my god. Or was that Lynx? I mean, Lynx won the championship. I believe it was a few seasons ago that Hazer did dominate Lynx. It was last season was all Lynx. He hasn't been fighting too hard this time around this season, but he's still giving him the goal links. He's still right there in P5 behind Viva. But when Hazer does cross the line, it's going to be a 1:19.3 from Hazer. That's not a bad time from the McLaren driver there. But Bad Boy shows that you can go faster. 1:18.7 for the Visa. Will be the Aston Martin next to cross the line, especially the 3 quickest drivers considerably on track have set their times now 1:18.8. It looks like they can get into the 1:18. It will be very, very hard and probably impossible for these drivers to get to the 1:17. So the 1:18 is what we'll be looking for a pole position here, but probably a 4/10 of an improvement for pole sitter, maybe 5. We'll see at the end, but let's get go.
Oh my god.
Next, Dog 1:21.1 for the Haas driver. We're looking to improve on that time. PRV 1:20.8, slides behind his teammate in P3. This is in the climbing 3-4 as we speak. A lot of drivers still here to set the time. The man in P2 in the championship, working with his teammate here. I believe they might be working together to improve their time. Merck in the Alpine has done a great job for Alpine this season. He's not a full-time driver. He is a reserve driver, but he's done a very, very good job to help Mr. P fight against Kicksauber of Manu and the other drivers who are going against him in this championship. And the fact that because of how strong Manu is, the kicks have been very strong in the constructors in Inter here this season. So he needed a teammate and he got a teammate. So after last week, the Alpines did overtake the Kick Sauber and win up to P1 in the championship, 5 points ahead of Kick Sauber. Mano, definitely, as we said before, is going to miss this race today. So to be very, very difficult now for Woody to pick up as much points that the Kick Sauber team will need to stay in this fight going into the final round. The Alpine will be looking to maximize their points today, maximize their place. Missing such a quick driver in Mano. But there we go. Kers has set a 123.1. He is on the medium tires. Interesting choice. Iceman with 127. Surely can improve. Definitely that wasn't his quickest time. Viva with a 130. The same thing goes for him. Bird is on track now. He is late. Was he permitted to come on track? I don't know. But yeah, he's on track now. So we'll see what he will do. Mr. Perm hasn't still set a time yet. He is currently on a time. And probably got slipstream from his teammate behind of UFRL Merck. Link's piece coming out of the pits now. The man in P5 in the championship. We're looking to try and get a win here today, because a win here for Link's piece will be very, very strong in his comeback to this championship fight. Especially the fact that Mano isn't here. I'm gonna say Mano isn't here a lot, because we know how much he's dominated this tier. We know how much he's had a grasp on the necks of all the drivers in this tier, and they all know that he most likely is going to win it. They didn't see this coming, where he's going to miss one race, and they have it now. We'll see what exactly these drivers can do, and who is going to gain the most. This is not a race that you want to be DNFing or having a poor race when your championship leader isn't going to be here. Aston Martin of UFRL Viva probably should be on his push lap now. I know he'll probably be starting his push lap on this one, or maybe he's just trying to fill out the track. But 130 is quite slow, even if you're just trying to fill out the track. So surely this one will be his push track. As you can see, still using hot lap down the straight. And we'll see what he can get when he does cross the line. The Mercedes of Link's piece about to start his lap also. I need to McLaren of, I believe that's Hazer. Should be coming into the pits, I believe. No, actually, those are fresh tires. So he's going for a push. 119.3 that he set before. He's seeing his competitors in the 118. I'm sure we're looking to see if he can improve and get into those times. We go into turn 1. Nice and clean from Hazer. He wants to make sure that he's not too hard on the throttle here. Nice. Stamps it down the straight we go. Through the curve. And now, the second chicane of the track. Has to do it nice and clean. He will need to improve on his times. He did finish the first sector there, but I wasn't actually looking. Was he up on his time? The McLaren, we're going to see as he heads down to Ascari at the end of the second sector, if he is up on his time, using a lot of that overtake to come out of that corner. It looks like as he's still pushing, he might be close enough, maybe up or down on his time. Let's see. He is slightly up on his time, not a tenth exactly, but almost just there. Going through Ascari now, nice and clean from the McLaren. Doesn't touch the gas there, which will slightly slow you down. That's not what you want, especially in a qualifying lap. As we're heading to the Parabolica now, can Hazer get as much of an improvement? This surely is where you want to be getting that, but it doesn't look like it to be enough for Hazer. Oh, it looked like he was going into the pits there, but he's not. He's going to cross the line. He's going to improve by 3/10, but not by his place. It's going to be P3 for Hazer. Links please takes that P4, 119.3. See if these drivers can bring those times down. The Alpines in 6 and 7. Not a bad place for them to be right now. As Merck, is he on the lap? No, he's not on the lap. Will he be going in? Yes, he will be going in. Only driver yet to set a lap now is the Bird. And will he be coming on? Maybe he will start in the pit lane. Coming a little bit late, but we'll see. Let me start at the back for coming a little bit late, but we'll see. Let's cross the line now. Kerzinator 123.1 for Kesinator. Can he improve on that time? We'll need to see when he does finish. This lap that is about to begin. We all know that Kesinator is always at the back, but he shows up for every race. Shows that he has the determination to learn and get quicker season by season. I'm excited to see how much of an improvement he can get as he goes on in this league. One day, maybe we will see him fighting side by side with drivers in the future. But for now, that is not the case, as we have Dog in the Haas on the 121.1. I don't know if he's on his controller or his wheel today, so I can't really judge his time, but that should be maybe a wheel time because he's close to Viva. Viva is a quick driver compared to most of the drivers in the league. He's a tier 1 driver, so not a bad time from Dog if he is on controller or wheel. If he's on the wheel, then that's a great time. Sound of my headphones. It's just gonna sound quite odd. Coming off Kez, finishing his lap. Was he improving? It looks like he might be 121, 122, and yes, he does improve by 2/10. Wouldn't move up places, but he did improve on his time there. Dog will be next now. Looks like he has gone into none. I'm sure he wasn't improving his time. He will be going into the pit for fresh tires. 5 minutes to go in qualifying. And how would he be going actually? Bird is the question we ask here. Is he going to qualify? Or he might. Let's check something. I don't remember him getting a penalty last week. So he probably doesn't have a quality ban. But I would check just to make sure. Nope, Bird doesn't have a quality balance. So either he doesn't want to qualify for after because he was late, or he just doesn't want to qualify at all. We don't know his choice. But whatever it is, we'll see if he can complete the last to first. He's not in the championship fight, so this is not really a tier that he really cares to start at the front most of the time, just like 100% tier, because that one he's in the championship fight in that one. I don't even believe Bird is a full-time driver in there. Yeah, it's not a full-time driver in this tier, so. But here we go, he's out now, finally. Looks like he will only get one push lap. Well, maybe two, if you can be quick about it. But there you go, that's your standing for now, and before they do their final push lap. Bad Boy, as you can see, the quickest with a 118.7 ahead of Petro with 118.8. Very close between the two. We know how they performed in tier 1, the Williams drivers. Can they have one of those performances again here at Monza? You also need to work together to stop the drivers behind, giving them any problems. How you doing, Jack, in chat? Good to see you here. Hopefully you enjoyed this race. It's about to be a spicy one. Oh, Monza usually doesn't disappoint, and hopefully it wouldn't disappoint. With yellow flags at the back, I believe that would be Bird moving out of the way. But for his lap, we're going to stick with him. Let's stick with Bird. Everybody else is in the pits. Everyone else that matters is in the pits. So let's see exactly what he does. Here we go, Bird. Nice and early from the VZRB down the straight. He uses that overtake. Is he going to use it all the way down the straight? Nope. Turn switches it back to hot lap as he heads down to turn 1. You want to be nice and easy here. It's not easy. It's not. The track doesn't finish in one corner. That's what you always have to remember. Very quick from the Bird there. It took no time whatsoever to take that corner as he heads down now to the Curva Grande, down to the chicane. And that's going to be a purple sector for Bird on the first sector. But you know how this game is. Those purple sectors sometimes are not actually purple for the rest of the grid. Maybe just him. But Bird is one of those drivers that can hit a purple in most of his sectors as we're heading down to the second one now. Will he get another purple here as he crosses the line? Yes, that's just another purple for him, but that's probably his. But we'll see. We'll just keep watching. I won't be surprised if he slides right in front of his teammate, Bad Boy. And that would be a double visa podium. Oh, as he gets a little bit of slipstream there. Maybe just a little bit. The car wasn't moving too fast. But you can gain a little bit just tucking right behind in there to make sure that air resistance isn't too much on your car. So he heads down the straight now. Uses all that he has left of his deploy. But he goes only to P5, a 119.4 for the bird. I did say those purple sectors are usually just for yourself. And that's a 119.4 it is. It's about 8 tenths, 7 tenths away from the man in P1, his teammate. That is a lot for a driver like Bird. But that would be the end of his qualifying. He wouldn't have another chance to go for another. He might have at the end of this one. I think he will have at the end of this one. If he did put enough fuel in the car to go for multiple push laps. And there we go now. Viva will be starting his final push lap of the session. P12 he is 120.9. Trying to slide into the top 10. He will need at least 2 tenths of an improvement to get ahead of PRV Widget. And he'll be stuck behind Mr. P, who is still in his out lap, and will be starting his. And here we go, the Aston Martin now down the Corvo Grande. And who's going to be next to cross the line? I think all of them should be on outlaps now. Iceman, Ice Cold, teammate of Bird, Bad Boy. Should be, but that's Bird actually behind Iceman, and he will be starting his final. 2 McLaren teammates of PRV Widget and Hazer. Well, I thought they would work together a little bit there, but Hazer doesn't feel that he needs slipstream from his teammates starting his lap, so he's just going to give it to his teammate as he can. Mercedes will be behind him. That's the only Mercedes on track. Bad Boy. Here we go now. The final laps in the qualifying have begun. Who is going to get pole position here today? My guess that it's going to be Bad Boy. There we go. Pesci about to start his turn. My guess is that it's going to be Bad Boy, but we will see Merc to start his. Let's look for the driver who started his first. I believe it was. Let's see. Wasn't Bam, but Bam's going to complete his now. Bam's actually completing his now, so that's 119.8 for now. That will be the end for Bam. If no one else has to say about that, he will be started in P7. The Haas driver, his teammate down in P13. His qualifying is also over. As we head to the Williams of Iceman Ice Cold. Is he improving on his time? Yes, he is 3 tenths up on his time. As he heads down now to the final line, is not going to be an improvement of place for Iceman, improvement of time for him, yes, but he stays down in P6 up to P4 for the Bird. It's going to be a 119.0. He can't get into the 119s, shunned. That means no pole position for the Visa RB driver. Link's piece now will try his luck. When he does cross the line, also can improve on his time. Not his place. Driver in P2, the championship, coming out of the parabolic now. They're all using as much deploy as they can coming out of that corner. And what can he get? Only P7 for Mr. P here today. Behind him will be the Visa RB of Bad Boy going into the pit. Looks like he wasn't improving on his time. Pesci will be going into the pit. Viva completed his time, but not P10 for Viva 120. He did get into the top 10, pushing PRV down. He did actually get into the top 10. But your pole sitter here today will be Bad Boy. He didn't have to complete his lap. Goes into the pits. And it's going to be a 118.7. A very, very good time that will be starting right at the front. Both have retired. And there you go. That's your top 5. Bad Boy is starting from Pesci P2, Hazer P3, Bird P4, Needs to take P5, Iceman takes P6, 7 Mr. P8, Bam and Merc P9, Viva P10. Very, very tough grid. That's top 10, all tier 1 driver. Then we have 4 tier 2 drivers. not. We have 3 tier 2 drivers and 1 tier 3. Doug is a tier 3 driver when he does drive on his wheel. But that top 10, it's just looking like half a tier 1 race here. We've seen a few names, but this is basically half a tier 1 race, and we'll see how this one is going to turn out. Bad Boy just beats teammate just by a little bit under a tenth, 0.095, but he will start at the front and we'll be back in 5. These guys will remind me. Damn sick, man. Sorry, guys. And they're off. Going out to turn 1 is Bad Boy. Still keeps his P1 as they're going to stay as they are. Hazer though is going to fight Pesci going into turn 1, and he's going to take P2 unless Pesci has to say about it. Down there we go as Hazer makes contact with Pesci there. We just got downstream, so I don't know what the consequences of that is going to look like, but I know the championship rivals of Hazer are going to be absolutely looking at that and be pecking at every bit of grain that they can get to get Hazer a penalty there. But it was lucky enough that Pesci did stay straight and didn't go into the wall or something crazy. Very, very lucky from the McLaren there. PRV Widget though has fallen off the pack and has got a wing damage. It looked like there was chaos at the back. Virtual safety car. I'm gonna wait for it to come back in. Wait for it to end. There we go. I'm gonna change a few things. Let's put the tires on. Here we go. Oh, Mark has retired from the session. Mr. Puma has retired from the session. Looks like it might be a red flag. This is definitely going to be a red flag. No doubt about it. Something happened somewhere. Yeah. Please retire from the session. Yeah, once those 4 retire from the session, you know that. Everyone's still racing, guys. Guys, the race is not on right now. Oh my God, Viva! It's chaos. This is not UFRL standards. Red flag. It's a red flag. It's a red flag. I think that's the first red flag of the season. That's the first time we've actually seen red flag on stream. And obviously dirty drivers in this league, honestly. Shut it down. Oh my God. Another session will be beginning very soon, but that was absolute chaos right at the start of the race. I did slightly miss our start of the race, so I'm kind of happy that we're going to have to restart this so we can get the commentary right from the start. But yeah, interesting stuff there. Who will be making a new session? 5 drivers on track. Alright, I'm not going to quit yet till I get the new lobby has opened. Then I'll jump into the new lobby and just sit here and give you guys a little bit of entertainment. Just watch Hazer cruise. I'm sure that's what Hazer would love to see. Him miles ahead from everyone. DNF taking all the points while all his championship rivals absolutely slam it out of the race. Wouldn't you love to see that when you're fighting for a championship? But that's not the case today. We just have a red flag. I'm waiting for the invite, then I'll join. In the meantime, since that's the case, I can't be updating the Constructors Championship. As you can see, I dropped the Drivers Championship in the Intertest, and it actually took me a 5-minute break. I really had to quickly do it. I forgot to do 100 and actually. It's my bad. To wait for lobby to open. I'm trying to see if I can join off Mr. P, but he hasn't joined the lobby yet, so not just yet. Not just yet. Everybody has now DNF'd. Who won the race? Who's your winner? It's Hazer. Is that Kez on the podium? That's Kez on the podium. Unbelievable. Kez separating the McLarens. He dreams about that. He was so close to the win, Deck. So close to the win. Unbelievable race. Maybe next time, Kes. For multiplayer, can I join? Yes, I can join now. All right, new lobby, new lobby. Yeah, Kes getting him this time. Don't worry, he has a plan for the grid. Last to first, pff, easy for him. One more driver, we're missing one more. Who is it? Actually, two more, three more. Why the red flag? I don't actually know why the red flag came out. There also drivers started. It started with Merc retiring first. There, I'll find out. Let me find out for you guys. Let me speak to the top dogs of the league. So give me one sec. All right, we got a red flag because it looks like someone read it up 10 seconds too early. Someone read it up 10 seconds too early, so some people were actually late to their chair. So we got a red flag, but that's fine. No, it's fine. I'm sure some drivers would think that's fine. I'm sure PRV Widget would think that it's fine. He's asking in the chat why the red flag. I'm sure he's absolutely loving the red flag because he did get the only driver who got damaged and fell off the pack right at the start. So that's a lucky one for the McLaren of Widget. This time around, he will make sure that he doesn't absolutely get spanked up. Oh, lads, all right. Race is about to begin for the second time. All right, here we go. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights ahead of the driver at Monza. And his foot to the floor and go, go, go. This time around, Bad Boy doesn't have the best. Actually, has a very good start and will still keep his lead. Hazer, though, wouldn't be able to fight Pesci this time, but he's going to be attacked by the bird on the inside. Can he hold it around the outside? Is he on those soft tires? The bird looks like it is medium for him. Let's see what the strategies that the drivers are going to be going for. But this time around, I'm not going to go telemetry. I'm going to leave that on for today. But Bad Boy now has dropped to place. Pesci taking the lead of this race. Hazer will stay in P3. Bird will stay in P4. Links, as they are how they are. Mr. P has made a place on Iceman has scored up to P6. Bami P7, and Merck still in P9. Viva in P10. Most of the drivers staying where they started. 3 drivers starting on hard tires. It's going to be Merck, Viva, and Kesnator, deciding that the hard tire compound will be the better strategy to begin on. And Bad Boy now is going to put pressure under his Williams teammate, but we'll see if they'll work here together here today. They're not on the same team in the inter tier, but doesn't stop them from working together. As Bad Boy goes, he's going to look for it down the inside, but there's no move there. He's going to hold it back. He surely knows that'll be a ridiculous place to make a move, especially when you know that DRS isn't even enabled yet. And here we go now, down the straight he goes. DRS has been enabled on this lap, 123.6 for Pesci, but it's just the start of the race. Pesci, though, looking for it on the inside. Bird is going to also look for it on the inside, but no, just going to defend it down to the Haas, who has lost the place to the Alpine, who's going to climb the curb a little bit there, making contact with it. It looks like a little bit of damage for the Alpine of Merck on those hard tires, trying to fight it around the outside going into turn 1, and on the inside going into turn 2. He climbed the curb a little bit there and went into the side of the Haas driver. That is damage for the Alpine, but how much would that damage be? Can he really be able to continue knocking Alpine? But we'll see how he goes. Now it's a Visa RB 1-3. They are now putting pressure on Pesci, but he knows that it's just the start of the race. He doesn't need to fight it too hard here. He does have that DRS, but he's low on that ERS, as you can see on his dashboard, and Bird can see that. He will also go down the inside to take P2 in this race, going to Ascari. Beautiful move from the Bird. Pesci, though, can't fight it back with the better exit coming out of Ascari, and will take back that P2. And they are fighting already right at the start. They will now finally have DRS going into turn 1, and who now is going to be leading the pack after we head out to turn 1. Maybe Pesci, who is now right behind this thing, but they're all going to be looking for moves. Bird is going to be the first one on the inside, takes P2. Hazer is under pressure from Lynx, but Lynx knows that it's pointless to fight this hard. Right at the start of the race is now a Visa RB 1-2. How much can these 2 drivers in front work together to maximize the points for Visa RB today, who I believe currently should be sitting at the bottom of the inter-tier championship. Yet they are with 170 points. It will be a very, very good result for them today if they can have 2 drivers finishing on the podium. It means that they will be going into that 200-point mark, and even more. That means they will be going up there to join the other drivers. It is very tight in the inter-tier, honestly, in the constructors, as we have multiple teams already still in the 200 mark, from Ferrari in P9 up to P3 Aston Martin. There's only an 87 point difference, I believe. And you know how points are when it comes to constructors. 2 drivers scoring points between 1 and 1, so 87 is not too far. It's just like a driver being 45, about 43, 44 points away from you. 4 rounds to go. There's still a lot of time to claw that back in. But here we go now. The Visa RBs, are they going to work together here to just be doing some DRS switching? Bird now with the fastest lap. 1:21.4 for the Visa. Pesci, though, is not going to make it easy for both of them, as Bam has now retired from the session. Looks like he retired in the pits. And he's done. He's out of the session now. Look at that contact with Merck earlier in the race has given Bam motivation to just not finish this race, and he is out, and that would mean it will be only one driver scoring points for the Haas outfit today, which they will not be happy with. But Merck is still going. How well is he going though? He is behind Viva. They have lost the DRS to the drivers in front. Mr. P now looking to maximize his points on Mano, but Links, Peace and Hazer still in this championship fight with him. Just a few points that Hazer is behind, so he's definitely be looking at that McLaren driver as he's now settled in P4. Still a long way to go. He wouldn't want Hazer finishing ahead of him today, surely, as Hazer now coming out of the Qashqai. Better exit than the Aston in front. He's not going to use that ERS. The Aston slightly uses it a little bit to make sure that Hazer doesn't get a run on him. Hazer is trying it on the inside. He'll keep his car on the inside, trying to get Pesci to fall off that line. He doesn't do it though. The experience on Pesci, he knows that he can just keep his car there. Hazer is just going in with a bluff. But Visa RB now on the inside making the switch, and there you go. The DRS switch is going to be working now for the Visa RB. Pesci now knows how it feels, as he and Bad Boy were working together in tier 1 against Matthias, and he now has to be the one to get round this. The two drivers in front. Hazer, well, just as he's done multiple times this season already, he knows that he doesn't have to pace that much pace, right, to get the win as he's always had in previous seasons. But he knows that he does have the racecraft, as he's gained experience in the previous season, to be able to finish up there in the top 4 and top 5 to continue his championship fight. Once again, he is behind the top 3. He's not fighting it too hard. He knows that he can just stay close to them. Bad Boy though is trying now to pull away from Pesci, who has taken the place from his teammate into P2. And Bad Boy 7 times in front of Pesci. Pesci does have that DRS, so Bad Boy 4 now wouldn't be able to get by. Merck though has switched to Viva. They're going to try and pull themselves closer to Mr. P, but they're losing more time as the time goes. Mr. P though has now lost DRS to Link's Peace in front, so it's a top 5 fight, and that's where the train does stop after the top 5. And can Mr. P claw it back? It will be very, very difficult, especially in a track like Monza, where DRS is king. And can the Bird show that now, when he will get it behind the Aston Martin of Pesci, who's going to be gaining on Bad Boy, switching to the inside, taking the lead of this race. And Bad Boy is not going to fight this one hard, and he is now going to be leading this race. And how much pace does he have? Can he pull away from the drivers before drivers behind? We know how very difficult it's going to be. This is just tier 1 once again, and we know how close this drivers race all to the end. It's only just takes one mistake to fall off this pack. That will be it for your race. Absolute concentration from these drivers. Very, very close. Bad Boy now to that rear wing of the Aston Martin, who's slightly going wide there. Bad Boy knows now that he can set up the move. Going down to Qashqai, has the DRS. Is Pesci going to defend this one hard? He's low on the ERS, and the two Visa RBs, one to the left and one to the right, both to the right, as Pesci will switch to the left and let the both cars go, and he has lost 2 places in one. But that was inevitable, as they are working together once again, and they will be the leading this race. Down to Woody and Merck, as Woody now has taken the place from Merck. It looks like they've gained a little bit on someone. But actually, Viva is pulling away here, as Merck, with that wing damage, is going to have to do a lot here to hold on to the pack. He's doing a good job as we speak. As you can see, right end plate has been lost on that Alpine. And how much space is he losing? It's probably a lot of pace, because we know how much pace that Merck has. We expect him to be at the back of his teammate Mr. P in this race. See now, he's squabbling with the likes of Woody and Viva. Not gonna make it easy for him, as Woody goes deep a little bit there. He's gonna have to take the runoff area here. That means he can just go. Probably he can just go now, because the cars have passed him, so he's not gonna get that 10-second penalty, so he can just slide back in. All you have to do is make sure that the cars that do pass you, and you wouldn't get that penalty. I believe that's how it works. But Woody just went deep there, and he can continue now, but he will just continue right behind the Haas of Doug, trying to get into that DRS to see if he can have a battle, his personal battle with Doug. But Link's Piece, the Mercedes driver, just sitting behind in P5 in the championship, P5 in the race. We'll be looking for a win after a win yesterday, but all he knows all he has to do, just like Hazer, just stick behind the squabbling three in front. These three will not, we know how they are: Bird, Pesci, and Bird, Pesci, Bad Boy, Mano, Mateus. We know those 5 drivers, aggressive. They're always gonna look for a move if the move is open, and they know it's there as they've raced themselves for a while now. As Pesci has seen an open move, will go on the inside. Bird will join him on the inside there, and they're gonna go wheel to wheel. How much space is the Aston Martin willing to give that Visa RB on the outside? And he gives him enough. Visa RB switches around the outside and will take the lead of this race. Back to the Visa sandwich for Pesci once again. This is very clean racing. Cover it, and there we go. Is it going to be a grande move for the Aston Martin? He's going to look for it around the outside, but aggressive defending from the Visa RB, who is going to go deep there. Slightly goes on the gravel, and that gives the Aston Martin the move on the inside as Pesci takes back the lead of this race. And Bad Boy now is going to put pressure on his teammate, has to slide back in. To be very difficult to make a move on that right hand at a very, very tight corner, and you hardly see drivers going side by side into that one as they will switch one more time. Bird will now take back the lead of this race. This is an absolutely brilliant fight that we're having right at the start. 3-second penalty for Kezinator. I'm still watching the back to see when the moves will be made. I'm going to watch Merc and Viva here. Merc close enough to make a move on him. So the guys at the back, don't worry, I am watching you too, as Iceman has called under pressure from PRV Widget. Hazer has now lost the place to Link's Piece, but not still in a bad place. A lot of ERS on that McLaren, as you can see. Back to a Visa 1-2. They're not going to make the move on each other this time around, as Bad Boy is just going to stick behind his teammate. They probably realize it's pointless just going for moves back and forth. You can just stick behind and just keep bullying each other. As the race goes on, 9 laps we've gone in now. Surely the pit windows will be very close now. I believe the pit window for the mediums on this track should be about lap 13, lap 12, 13. And you go 16 on the hards. So see how it goes for them. Or maybe actually lap 11. I'll say lap 11 because just 27 laps. Lap 11, then 16 laps on the hards, probably, yeah. So very close now. The pit stops will be happening. Oh, Link's Piece now finally will make a move on the Aston Martin. 2 moves that he's made now. First it was the McLaren of Hazer, and now it's the Aston Martin of Pesci, and he's now slowly picking them off. Next is going to be the Visa RBs of the Bird and Bad Boy, who can work together here to make sure that Link's Piece doesn't have a great run on them that could get 2 in 1 for him. As he's now going to go into the pits, one of the Visa RBs into the pits. Here it is. The strategies have now begun. Bird went for the early stop. Will Link's Piece be close enough to make the move on his teammate Bad Boy in front? No, he will not, and they will all stay out. Bird though will go for that early stop on those hard tires. Will he get that undercut that he is looking for? He did this, I believe, a few races ago. I believe, well, no, he did this in Monza. Tier 1 before the break, I believe, when Mateus did DNF, he did get the undercut on the other drivers. Can it work once again for the Bird? If not for the 10-second penalty that he got right at the end, he will have won that race. But sadly for him, he didn't. This time around, he will be looking for redemption. Will this undercut work? We're going to go back to the front. When would they be going into the pits? Will they extend their tires? That would not work in their favor, knowing that Bird has gone into the pits. Maybe right at the end of the race, but the pace that the Bird has is going to be very difficult, especially if you're still squabbling with the drivers behind you, like Link's Piece, Pesci. They all will be squabbling. So now that the Bird has gotten the clear air to just push as hard as he can, and how strong this undercut is going to be. Around the outside, Pesci's trying it, around the parabolica. Links is going to keep him behind. When will they be going into the pit? Will Bad Boy go into the pits now? Yes, he is. That's a pit stop for Bad Boy. That's a pit stop for Pesci. He overtakes Links going into the pit stop. absolutely brilliant as the Aston Martin is going to take that place from Link's Pace up to P3 he goes, and Mr. P is going to keep going. Hazer, another driver who is going to extend his time on those tires, and let's see how it's going to go down to Bird. How much of this undercut is going to be beneficial to Bird? How many seconds he's going to pull away from the drivers beside him? He's going to pass his teammate. He's going to take the provincial lead of this race. How many seconds is he away from Bad Boy? About a second and a half maybe when they come out of this corner. But what can Bad Boy do? He has those cold tires on. Bird's tires a little bit warmer now. He can now try and pull away from the DRS of his teammate behind, but Bad Boy is going to be pushing hard to make sure that he doesn't get away from it. Pesci though, who overtook Lynx in the pits with a brilliant move, absolutely one of the moves of the season into the pit lane from Pesci. I'm sure he'll be a very, very happy man that we got that right on the stream. Heading back to the front, Hazer and Mr. P deciding to extend these tires as long as they can. Will Hazer be coming into the pits now? Probably this one he'll be coming into the pits. He's using all his ERS, as you can see. He's pushing very hard in his in-lap here. And here we go for the McLaren diving into the pits now, and we'll see exactly where he does come out when the rest of the pack have come, who are coming out of Ascari and heading down to the Parabolica. Has Bad Boy still hasn't caught up to his teammate, and maybe, just maybe, this is working out for the Bird. Bad Boy's tires now have surely warmed up, and this is when he will need to get back to the DRS of the Bird in front, who now hits the fastest lap. 121.3 for the Bird. Hazer is going to be coming out and is going to talk right behind Lynx in this pack. Very, very good strategy for Hazer now, because his tires will be the best right at the end. But is he going to lose that DRS? As you can see, coming out of the chicane, not the best entry, and the exit for Hazer is out of that DRS from the drivers in front. So we need to push hard on those cold tires and try and get in front. You can increase your brake bias, especially when your tires are warm, especially when you just keep coming for cold tires. So you can push as hard as you can just right at the start. Just right after coming out of the pit lane, but you want to take that back down when it has warmed up. But Hazer now is losing that time. As you can see, doesn't have that DRS. Bad Boy is also in the same predicament. So just maybe, just maybe, this undercut is working to perfection for the Bird. All he has to do is keep it clean now. Pesci and Bad Boy can work together, can use that DRS and the slipstream to be gaining on the Bird in front. That is exactly what they will need if they want to gain on him. No fighting at all. No fighting at all. It's the only strategy. 2.3 seconds now. Hazer has fallen out of the pack, and that will be the end for Hazer's battle for the top 3. Now it means that his battle in the championship with Mr. P has been closer now, as if they finish P7 and P8, that is just damage control for the man in P2 in the championship. Mr. P was having a problem of Hazer being in the front pack and looking like he could finish on that podium, but Hazer now has fallen off on that podium, and looks like those chances have been thrown away. 2 seconds now Bird has pulled away, and it looks like he will be grabbing this win here at Monza. He just needs to keep it clean, keep pushing. I'll see how it goes. Merck though, still out on track, looking like he's going to extend those hards as long as he can, looking for that safety car call, hoping for that safety car call. It worked perfectly for Viva and Merck if it does come right about now, but it's looking quite unlikely with the amount of drivers on track. Not that much on track, not that much fighting too hard, as PRV now back on the back, right on the back of Woody. Not the best entry going into that corner. Woody's going to gain a little bit of time on him, and he's going to lose that DRS to the Kickstarter in front. 3-second penalty now for Pesci in P5. That's a 3-second penalty. It means that Link's Speed into the perfect position. All his opponents now in the perfect position. But as you can see, 1.1 seconds now. Bad Boy right into the back of the Bird, and he looks like he absolutely put the floor at 120.7. Absolutely smashes the time for 121.3 that Bird set for his quickest lap a few laps ago. But did he use all his power in his car to try and claw in Bird? Because now Bird is starting to pull away once again. He will have the slipstream from the drivers of Viva and Merck in front. Maybe the DRS very soon. Bad Boy won't be happy with this. But if Bird does get into the back of Viva and Merc, that means that it's going to slow him down, and that will give the opportunity for his teammates and the rest of his competitors to get back in this fight. That is exactly what we're looking for, isn't it? We just want to see more and more fights as PRV Rigid trying his best to get back into that DRS zone of Woody in P10. And Kezinito now with the penalty, still staying out on those hard tires, and we'll see if that strategy does work out for him as Viva now goes deep there. Looks like those tires are starting to fall off even harder now as he's going to go deep and let the drivers through. Merc though still in this pack. Right behind him is going to be Bad Boy going for the move on the inside. Will Pesci be following him? Yes, he will. Down the inside he goes. Merc is just going to let it happen because he knows he's on those old tires. He doesn't want to push too hard. He's pointless at this point, but now he's just going to tuck behind these drivers and use as much DRS as he can on them, or he will finally go in for his pit stop. Will this work out for the Alpine? There are 3-4 drivers squabbling in front. Those tires are just a little bit too old to keep close to them. We'll need to do a lot of pushing if he wants to do so. We're going to watch that fight as now Viva 5/10 behind Hazer. Hazer has fallen 5 seconds now behind this pack, and he will surely not be finishing up there with them. Mr. P in P8. He will be finishing P7 in this race if he does finish the way it is right now without any safety car interference. And that means he will be gaining a lot on Mano, but not on Hazer, his other championship rival, who will also be gaining on Mano. And we'll see. Will he who he's that close to Mr. P. He is 8 points behind Mr. P, so he needs to gain more than 8 points for him to be leader in this at the end of this one. So I don't think he's going to do that unless things change, unless something happens to the Alpine. Mr. P, one of the drivers who's won this tier multiple times. I believe Hazer is another driver who has an inter-tier championship. We'll be looking to make it multiple for him, as if for Hazer, and Mr. P will be looking to add his third inter-tier, I believe his fourth inter-tier championship to the roster. Who is going to win it? Is it going to be Mr. P? Is it going to be Hazer? Or is it going to be Mano, who is not here today, but surely will be watching this race with a lot of spite and thinking, I want to be back next week. I want to show them why I've been leading this championship. And I want to show them that I'm going to be the champion. We'll see if he does that when he does return. Bird though, still doing a good job. 1.5 seconds away from Pesci. Still not allowing these drivers get into the DRS that they are desperately hoping for. As Merc now has fallen off them. And when will he be going for the pit stop? This will probably be the best time to go for his pit stop, because he will be slotting right ahead of Iceman, I believe, in P8. That is not a bad place to be. How many seconds is he away from Iceman? That is about 20 seconds. That looks like 20 seconds to me. Yeah, that looks like 20 seconds to me. So this will be the perfect time for Merc to go into the pit. But it looks like he will like to change his wing so that he might lose even more time. We'll see how it goes for him. But we'll watch as he goes. Viva has gone into the pits now. He was driving around with Merc, so maybe Merc has looked at that and believed it is the correct time. The safety car hasn't given them the hope that they were looking for, not just yet. But Merc is still going to extend it. Will he be going for the soft tires? Maybe he will, because he knows that he's going to have to change the wing, or maybe if he leaves the wing on, those soft tires will be able to give him the grip that he needs, that he requires. Try and do more places. Alpine though will be gaining a lot on Kick Sauber today and be extending their lead on the constructors in the inter-tier. So absolutely loving that. Visa RB, if they do finish like this, will be gaining a lot of points. I believe 35 plus 30 behind 65 would Bad Boy get in the pole position. So 66 points gained for Visa RB if they do finish like this. So let's see if let's see now. They gain 66 points. Where are they going to be? Oh my god, they're going to go to 236 points, which is P7 if no one else like Red Bull don't get points. Red Bull are not going to get points today, so they will be overtaking Red Bull in championship. They're going to be going last in championship to P7. It's going to be a big jump for the Visa RB outfits if they can get this 1-2 here today. Pesci has that penalty, so he's not too much of a problem. But finally, they've caught up to the DRS of Bird in front. 1 second though. Will they get it as they head down the straight? Looks like he might have gotten it. No, he did not. Bad boy behind though will get it and will be gaining on Bird. And this is the moment. Here we go. They finally gotten into that DRS of the Bird in front. Bad boy, we need to make sure that his corner here is nice and clean. Come on, push as hard as you can, and there you go. It is 9/10 now, and the battle has continued. Merck though is now under pressure from the McLaren of Hazer. I thought Merck went into the pits and stayed ahead of Hazer there. I was like, how quick was that pit stop? But it looks like he's still not yet into the pits. And Hazer though under pressure now. Merck's teammate is in the championship fight, so Hazer knows this, and Merck also knows this. So Merck is not going to make it easy for him. It is allowed. That's part of racing. We've seen Perez do. We've seen a lot of teammates do it for their championship contender teammates, but Merck can only do so much because Hazer will have the DRS here now, and as he's heading down to Ascari, he will finally make the place on the Alpine and will remove the troubles of that Alpine outfit in front of Hazer. Now has that 3-second penalty though. Hazer has that 3-second penalty. Mr. P though is 7 seconds behind him. He will need to gain 4 seconds on Hazer behind if he wants to get off. What can Merck do for him here? Maybe, just maybe, Merck is going to still fight this one hard. He can stay behind and use that DRS to fight as hard as he can, or will he go into the pits? He's going to use it. He's going to stay behind Hazer and put pressure on that McLaren. He's going to be slightly gaining on him, but it doesn't look like he will have enough ERS to put too much of a fight to Hazer going into turn 1. He has to slot behind. Hazer might have gotten away from it here, but the Alpine is not giving this one up. He's going to try and help his teammate as much as he can. All he has to do is try and get in front of Hazer. Just needs that DRS moment, that DRS chance. Get in front of Hazer and slow him down as safely and as much as he can do. But as the corners go, Hazer's tires are too strong, and that is going to mean fallout of DRS from Merck in the Alpine. Remember, Merck does have the damage, so he's done a great job here, but it's just not enough for the Alpine of Mr. P. He's now going to have to try and push and gain that time on Hazer on his own. As Linkspeed almost loses it. Oh my god, imagine how dramatic that would have been. Just going into the POV of Linkspeed and just see him go straight into the wall. I've had PTSD with a Mercedes going into the wall coming out of Ascari there. Please, let's not talk about it. That's my tire sent one in there. Well, one of those races that if he just doesn't DNF, constructors probably almost sealed right now for Mercedes, but the fight does go on for us. I love the fight. Hopefully it goes on right to the end. Hopefully we can grab 2 in a row. The absolute fighting my drivers have done. Mercedes, as you can see, Mercedes versus Visa will be happening here in the inter-tier. It happens a lot. If you watch, if you actually pay attention, it happens a lot in the main tiers. But in tier 1, we have Light and Matthias who match their speeds and match their finishing positions. The same thing as Mr. P and Rusted both. Such a tight outfit, such tight opponents in tier 1. Then we go to tier 2 with Viking Fox and Silky Stevens going to go up against Poop and Gandalf. Also very, very equal. I'll say very equal fights there. Then we go to tier 3 with myself and Mrs. P going against Shazam and 50 Gent. Shazam and 50 Gent, if there's one thing you know about them in tier 3, is their consistency to always finish high enough to get good points for their team. But going down the inside, Bird is going to go down for his team, and he's going to make sure that it's going to compromise the Aston Martin of his teammates. Is also going to be compromised. It looks like he went wide there. What is going on? As Bad Boy almost went onto the gravel. That's going to mean that Bird is going to take back the lead of this race. Slides in front of Bad Boy. Yellow flags at the back for Kez. And down the inside, Bad Boy is going to try it. Round the outside, Pesci is going to take it. Bird is going to climb that. Is he going to get that penalty? No, he's not. He does it nice. And Perfection gets away with it. Gets away with not having that 3-second penalty right there. And Pesci will surely be the happy man seeing Bird get that 3-second penalty. But for now, he's the only one out of this top 4 that penalty looms large on his head. And as we go on now, the fight does not stop. As Pesci now, he will need a miracle to grab a win here, or to even grab a podium, because the 3 drivers behind him, very quick very consistent, quite consistent. Very hard for him. But as you see now, Merck does get slightly ahead of Viva. He did go into the pits 4 laps after Viva, and does manage to get that on overcut on him. So we'll keep that place in P10. Now his next target will be to chase PRV Widgets. Did he fix his wing? Yeah, he did finally fix his wing. So now he's gonna chase down PRV Widgets and maybe Woody to see if he can secure P8. Maybe also Iceman Ice Cold. We're gonna watch this one from Merck. This is gonna be an interesting final few laps from the Alpine. How much can he gain all the way to Iceman Ice Cold? Because that would be an absolute masterful recovery for the Alpines, and to get a 6-7 in a championship fight that this close would be absolutely perfect for the Alpine outfit, who will be extending their lead on the Constructors' Championship as the top 3 as they are. Lynx still setting it up, still waiting for the right moment. Pesci though believes that was the right moment there, but he backed out. He went into the chicane. Bad Boy leading this race. Bird slightly behind. 3-second penalty now for Doug. At 1.2 seconds now, Merck is gaining on PRV Widget. Looks like coming out of this next corner now, looks like Merck will be getting into that DRS zone of PRV Widget in front, and this is what is going to define his race. He needs to get into that DRS zone now and quickly get past PRV and Woody, so he can now chase down Iceman, who does have that 3-second penalty. It's going to be very difficult for Iceman to keep away from Merck, who has those fresh medium tires. Iceman on the old hards with no DRS. See how that works out for him. The Merck's teammate Mr. P will chairman him on, try and get as much points. Oh, as 3-second penalty now for Mr. P, and his chances to maybe, just maybe, get Hazer has been thrown away here. But he will settle for that P6. So P6 that it looked like he was going to finish in anyways. 5 seconds now that Merck is behind Iceman. Iceman does have the penalty though. Merck probably doesn't need to gain too much, as PRV now gets his penalty, as the penalties are starting to rack up, coming to the end of this race. 3 out of the 4 in front will be looking not to get one. That's not what they wanted. They want to finish on that podium, as Pesci, the only one with one right now. That's him right behind Bad Boy. How many laps to go now? 4 laps to go. Not, I won't say too interesting race, but not a bad race here at Monza. Are there ever really bad races at Monza, as Viva now takes that P9 from PRV Widget, and will be happy with a top 10 finish to continue his championship fight, as he will be gaining on Mano, but not Lynx, Hazer or Mr. P, but you will be gaining on Mano. Woody going to the pits now. It looks like he did get damage after he made the mistake, or something happened earlier this race. I believe that was a lap or 2 ago, as Bird now losing the place to his teammate coming out of the Parabolica is now going to use that ERS and the DRS to gain the place on Pesci. Will Bird follow him in? Yes, he will, slotting right behind his teammate, as Pesci now has dropped down to P3. This fight right on the last lap is going to be very, very interesting. I'm going to come back to watch that. But Merck now has gotten into the position to finish ahead of Iceman Ice Cold. Not bad from him whatsoever. The drive that he has performed here today, after being unlucky and getting damage after contact with Bam on lap 1. As the Bird now was overtaken from Pesci on the inside. Pesci did take that place. He'll be making a move on Bad Boy in front, or just sorting behind to use that DRS to recharge as much ERS as he can. Let's get him on board. He's low on that ERS, as you can see. That should be about 30%, 33%. On that ERS for Pesci. He needs to save more than that if he wants to not lose places to drivers behind. Well, Bad Boy front, how much does he have? He's doing a good job. 50 on his saving, not that much. Lynx, Bird does have a lot, and Lynx is low on his. Should push it out on his to make sure that he doesn't lose the pack in front. That's not what you want to do with the last few laps of this race. The fact that there's a 3-second penalty for one of the drivers in front. As the yellow flags, somebody made a mistake. Oh, it's Kers. It's Kers. I thought it was Iceman. I think it was Iceman for a second there. I was like, whoa. Merck will still finish ahead of Iceman anyway, but made a mistake. But here we go now. Bird and Pesci Still going side by side. Lynx though is now going to join this fight, looking for around the outside, but not having enough. Bird will have the better straight line speed going to the chicane and will keep that P3. Lynx knows that he's going to finish on the podium because obviously she has that penalty. He'll be trying to win this race here, but as you can see, Bad Boy has pulled away now 1.5 seconds. Looks like Pesci might have made a mistake a little bit right behind, giving Bad Boy the opportunity now to pull away with 2 laps to go in this race. That is all the pole sitter will need here. Bad Boy 2005. We need to push hard. Bird though is going to use Pesci and that DRS to gain on Bad Boy. Lynx now is going to go down, try down the inside. He compromises the line of Pesci. That means coming out of Ascari, he's going to have another opportunity. Not close enough though, but they need to watch Bad Boy in front who is pulling away and is not going to give them that DRS, that 10-kilometer advantage down the straight to make that move. Bird though has the pace to reel in back his teammates with 2 laps to go. When Bad Boy does cross the slide, they will start lap 26 of this race. Bird now using all his ERS to make sure, trying to make sure that he can get back into that DRS of Bad Boy in front. Must run away with this. Merck now 1 second away from Iceman, and he will be completing this move. He will not be looking for a penalty to give him the place, the Alpine. He will want to get this place by himself, and he's pushing very hard now to get ahead of Iceman. As Hazer, 11 seconds behind now his race. I don't think a comfortable race in P5. He's gonna gain on all his competitors except from Lynx in front, but Lynx isn't gonna gain that much on him. He's just a place ahead, but he might finish more than a place ahead. Hopefully, I know Hazer and Mr. P will be hoping that Lynx doesn't get more than a P3 here as the race is coming to an end. Bad Boy has been caught up though by his teammate, and they're going to head to the final lap of this race. Bad Boy knows pointless to make that move, but Pesci doesn't think so. Down the inside he goes. Lynx is going to join this. Bird is going to drop down to P4, going back into P3. They're not going to be side by side with Mercedes. Mercedes is going to slide back now, right behind the Visa RB. And on the final lap of this race, they've done it again. They've given Bad Boy the impetus to run away from them. And that means he surely will be a winner. And he will just have 1 more lap to go. Bird now will be looking to make the move on Pesci, not trying to wait for the penalty to complete this. Down the inside he goes. Lynx is also going to drive down the inside. Up to P3 he goes. Pesci is going to drive out, fighting around the outside. Bird almost loses it. Lynx is going to tap side behind the Visa RB. And here we go on the final lap of this race. Bad Boy, your pole sitter, is surely going to be your winner. But who's gonna round up this podium? 1.3 seconds now. Bird is behind him. Does he have enough pace to catch up to Bad Boy into that DRS before they get to us to head into Ascari? As he's 1.1 seconds now behind, pushing as hard as he can here. Bird. Bad Boy is also pushing as hard as he can. He will not get that DRS this time around. Lynx will get it though, but he's not close enough to Bird in front. It means it's gonna be a 1-2 for the Visa RB today. What they were looking for is absolutely going to happen. 36 points, moving up to P7 in the Constructors Championship. What a day it has been for the Visa RB outfit. And when Bad Boy heads down to the Parabolica in their home race Italian Grand Prix for the Visa RB, he comes out of the final corner, and when he crosses the line, it's gonna be a win this time for Bad Boy. He shows that he can get it done. Bird is going to finish in P2 to make it a 1-2 for the Visa RBs. Lynx takes P3. Pesci in P4. Hazer, damage control, is going to slide in P5. The man in P2 in the championship, Mr. P, coming out of the Parabolica to take P6. Merck and Iceman are going to be fighting to the line here. With Merck want to get it done. He was not looking to get it done with the penalties. Settle for that 6 and 7 as they extend their championship points on the standings. Crosses the line for Merck, and that's going to be P7. What a recovery drive from him. Viva will take P8, I believe, behind out of those penalties on Iceman. What a drive from him too, as PRV Widget in P10, Dog in P11. Woody is going to take P12, and Kesinator will round up your grid. 1-2 for the Bird and Bad Boy. 1-2 for the Visa RB Cash App. They will be a very, very, very happy team today. It's been a while before. It's been a while since any drivers go 1-2 in this league, I believe. Okay, Williams got 1-2 on Monday. Another 1-2 for Bad Boy. 2 1-2s in a week. Looks like it's good. It's beneficial to be Bad Boy's teammate this week, as he this time gets the win. Bell will be your driver of the day. We don't really need to driver of the day again in this league, but yeah, the game thinks he deserves it. He deserves it. There you go, right at the top for Bad Boy. As his teammate gives him that envious look, as I want to be standing there. But here you go. They will celebrate, and their team will be absolutely joyful because they know that the champagne, both champagnes, are going to taste absolutely the best for the 1-2 outfit as they win the Italian Grand Prix. Home race win for Visa RB. There will be party tonight. Absolutely crazy parties tonight. I'm just creating points to help the team. Yeah, you're doing a good job for your team, man. You're doing a good job for your team. That's all that matters. As long as you're willing to get points for your team, you're a proper driver. Race director incidents. Let me get incidents for all you guys. I always do this. I don't need to do it. Drivers are meant to get it, but I just give you guys a favor. But we have been UFRL. I have been Willie Fernandez. I will see you again next week on Monday for Tier 1. Good night and goodbye.